Welcome back to the GTI. We're going to get this thing sorted. Hopefully by the time this video is over, we'll have it running and see if an $800 Copart buy was worth it. Welcome to part 3 of the Copart Cabana. It works! What the hell did we just do? We stopped to pick up ice. So when we left off in part 1, we needed the intake off, do the intake valve cleaning, go ahead and get the water pump sorted. So I pulled the intake off. I used a flathead screwdriver, a pick, CRC, intake valve and turbo cleaner. I would get the intake valves fully seated, fill the intake port with the CRC intake valve cleaner, and pick at it, hit it with a vacuum. As we were swapping the engine, I did notice that it needed a thermostat housing. The whole housing was broken. So I went ahead and did a water pump. I went ahead and ordered a Euro Parts thermostat housing that actually proved to not be that great. I was shipped this water pump, ordered it from Rock Auto, and I've already got to try to fix this thing. The bridge that goes between the water pump and the oil cooler right here, it just doesn't fit. So I've got two options. File this down to make it fit, or reuse the old one. I'd like to not have to reuse the old one. These things are plastic, they get brittle, they break over time. If I can go ahead and replace a plastic piece with a new plastic piece, might be my better option. The next thing we needed to do was knock out the axles. So one thing we do got going on here is that. So we do got an oil leak under here. So if this engine runs, we'll be putting an oil pan gasket on it at some point. You know what's hotter than a fucking, God, why is it so hot? Where do I live where it's so hot? I had issues with the downpipe, but not near as much as I did taking it off. Oh God, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm literally the worst. Get out of my dreams, into my Volkswagen. I'm missing a downpipe bolt. You're a downpipe bolt. So I remember taking this off and being like, hey, if these coolant hoses weren't in the way, it would be really nice. Well, guess who's already connected them up? What's the matter, compressor? Nothing's the matter, Fry. I'll take footage you'll never see for 600, please, Alex. But look at this. Look at this. All right, dude, if you will it. It is no dream. Man, it's like starting to be a thing again. That's pretty fucking cool. Now all I think we got left to do is start hooking everything up. So we've got fans that's got to go in. All of our coolant lines got to be hooked up. From the turbo all the way to the intake is empty. Drop the fans in. Got to hook up all our fueling. I do want to pull the plugs to where I can prime the engine with oil and fuel before I try to fire it. Let's see if this thing starts. All right, so now that we're back to let's see. So I got most of front of the car put back together. What I'm doing is go ahead and take the spark plugs out. I'm going to see if we can't get this thing to spin over. All right, so we got a good spun over. Hopefully built some oil pressure. Well, let's say we go ahead and run the plugs back in here. See if we can get it to do something. Always, always, always always run your plugs as far as they'll go finger tight, right? You want to get tons of spin out of them. And if it at all ever feels like it's not correct, stop. Jesus Christ, stop. Let's see if we got compression. So I've got an open hole in the downpipe. Really hoping that was the sound we just heard and not a engine out of time that somebody decided to do an insurance claim on. It does smell like fuel. If it does start, it's going to be quite loud. So I did the intake valve cleaning with this stuff right here, and I hope that's what our issue is, because it doesn't seem happy. Oh, that's what the damn problem is. We got a massive vacuum leak. Holy hell. Man, am I not the smartest tool in the hospital. I am a tool, though, so that works out. God bless me, man. All right. So it will run with a massive vacuum leak. Our engine doesn't sound awful, though. It's in time. There's no knocks. I checked the oil earlier, and it seemed like it was over full. So let's see if now that it's got some oil flowing around, yeah, it's closer to not over full. All right, so we had a moderately successful first start. I found a huge intake leak. Y'all didn't even tell me this wasn't attached. And the intake blew off. Now I think we got everything mostly there. Let's shut off the intake and see if we can't make it a little better run this. All right, dude. Would you look at that? We don't have a low oil pressure light. We do have every other light on. But mainly, it runs okay. So that's pretty neat. Man, I'm confident this thing's fixed. Wrap this damn thing up. Good now.